Yo, what is going on everyone in crypto space? Thank you guys for tuning in to the channel today. Really do appreciate it. Now I got some awesome information for you guys. Kind of throwing some dots together a little bit here on the whole Federal Reserve. Now we do know that Ripple, is working with the Federal Reserve, but before we get into that, let's just kind of give a quick overview of the market. Bitcoin down almost 7%. XRP down 6%, Ethereum almost down 8%, Bitcoin Cash up 7% now, and all of a sudden we got good old Bitcoin SV, which is essentially Craig Wright's version of Bitcoin, and he even said openly himself he is going to put money into the coin and sell Bitcoin and pump it into Bitcoin SV, so that is the reason for this jump. Don't mistake this jump for anything like special announcement or any special progress. It is simply because Craig Wright has the money, has the funds available to pump up his own currency. So let's get into it. So for a couple years now, we've known for sure that the Federal Reserve Task Force, they have been looking for a new, faster payment system for the U.S. And now back then, they were just kind of playing around with it and they were interested in it. But they weren't, necessarily in any sort of rush to get it done. But we do know it's 100% confirmed that Ripple was one of the, I believe, one of the 16 fintechs selected to be a part of the Fed's Payments Task Force, where they would test out, these fintechs and see really who brought the most to the table and really who could really change the payment industry and who the Federal Reserve could adopt. Because the Federal Reserve, they're not going to make their own payment platform. Our government does not create anything. Our government adopts. Think about that a second. Like our government, they do not make anything. They do not invent anything. They just adopt. That's what they do. So, I think it was official back since about 2015. They've been working with the Fed Payments Task Force. And just recently, last month, Corey Johnson confirmed that they were indeed meeting with the White House. You can see right here. Yeah, so they actually, Corey Johnson confirmed from this article right here, and also there's an official .gov document. I do not have access to that document right now. I know we opened it up on stream back when this was a topic. Ripple's meeting with the White House and engaging with the White House administration regulators, and that was something that was really big for us because we're thinking like, wow, they are really working with one of the largest government agencies in the world, essentially the government agency behind one of the world's biggest economies. So we thought that was a big deal, right? So just last month, just keep this in mind, just last month, Ripple just met with the White House administration and they engaged with them and they discussed why Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're very wrong, not energy efficient, and there's a lot of centralization with China. And trust me, our government is not going to want anything to do with China. When government officials from the U.S. go to China for whatever kind of reason, they actually get sent with devices where their whole purpose is when they come back to the United States, they physically destroy the devices because they do not trust China. And guess who controls 80% of Bitcoin? China. Now, here's something I just found recently on the forums and XRP chat, is that earlier this month, about 11 days ago, the Federal Reserve, they said potential Federal Reserve actions to support interbank settlements of faster payments requests for comments. And you can see this is a .gov website right here, not some just, something fake. Now get this, we'll read the summary for a second, but check this out. It says, in a recent report, the U.S. Treasury recommended that the Federal Reserve move quickly, take note of that, move quickly to facilitate a faster retail payment system, such as through the development of a real-time settlement service that would also allow for more efficient and ubiquitous access to innovative payment capabilities. In particular, smaller financial institutions like community banks and credit unions should have the ability to access the most innovative technologies and payment services. Now, let's go ahead and read this actual summary right here, because it's just kind of, to me, it kind of screams that Ripple is everything that they're describing. Listen to this. So as a part of its overall mission, the Federal Reserve has a fundamental interest in ensuring there is a safe and robust U.S. payment system. Just recently, that one government agency we were discussing was suggesting to the Federal Reserve that they move quickly into getting a new retail payment service, because over the last 2 decades, there really has been a kind of a bottleneck with cross-border payments, especially because how our whole world is really moving towards instant gratification, and everything is going digital, and payments are staying exactly the same based on a system that's 50 years old. So as a part of its overall mission, the Federal Reserve has fundamental interest in ensuring that there is a safe and robust U.S. payment system, including a settlement infrastructure on which the private sector, so individual companies, can provide innovative, faster payment services that serve the broad public interest. And again, if I type in right here, this is Control F where we're searching the whole page. If I type in private sector, it comes up like 16 times. It's funny when the Federal Reserve, when they're talking about getting a new payment system, they always, and especially when mentioning settlement infrastructure, they always say the private sector. They never say that the government's going to make this. They're insinuating that they are going to adopt something from the private sector, and Ripple has the perfect infrastructure for that. I'm telling you guys. On which, so including a settlement infrastructure on which the private sector can provide innovative, faster payment services that serve the broad public interest by making payments faster and cheaper, more convenient for the public. Accordingly, the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System is seeking input on potential actions that the Federal Reserve could take to promote ubiquitous, safe, efficient, faster payments in the United States by facilitating real-time interbank settlement of faster payments. While the board is not committing to any specific actions, potential actions include the Federal Reserve Banks developing a service for 24/7, 365 real-time interbank settlement of faster payments and a liquidity management tool, XRapid, just a suggestion there to the Federal Reserve, that would enable transfer between the Federal Reserve accounts on a 24/7 basis to support services for real-time bank settlement. So basically, the board they're rushing quickly now ever since they got the recommendation from the U.S. Treasury saying they recommended the Federal Reserve, they move quickly, again, take note of that, move quickly to facilitate a faster retail payment system. And then now they're wanting our input on it as of the 15th of this month. And what's funny is that I don't know if there's any real direct correlation here, but Ripple did just meet with the White House administration like exactly a month prior to that. So I wonder if that has anything to do with it. Maybe the U.S., the federal government is kind of giving the Federal Reserve their green light, going, hey, you know what? Go ahead for a new payment system. We're completely cool with that. We'll back you up. So what's interesting, guys, also as well, what I want to let you guys know about is that they're actually requesting the public's input, and they don't just, they don't want, just like, they're not saying that, oh, you have to be like someone from a financial institution to suggest this, but you can actually submit a formal comment, and you can email this entity and actually give them reasons why it would be great to use Ripple. And you can give them a lot of reasons why. It's faster, it's cheaper, it's scalable, it's a lot more efficient. You can get rid of Vostro accounts. You can essentially eliminate fiat relationships by just sourcing liquidity from the cryptocurrency market. So if you guys want to, it potentially help Ripple succeed here, because let's say like this video in about a month, let's say it's got like 15,000 views of its lifetime, right? In about a month. If like just 100 people could email them essentially about why Ripple would work so well for what they're trying to accomplish here, because the infrastructure is clearly already there, might actually make an impact for adoption. You really never know. The community could work in an effort. So to submit a formal comment, just click here, and then you can actually email them. Email the Federal Reserve right here, and it says include the docket number, and the docket number is OP1625. So that is the docket number. Make sure if you're going to email the Federal Reserve and kind of explain why, I'm going to do this myself personally, explain why this would work perfectly with what they're going after, and give them reasons why. Give them real information, give them links, back it up with facts, explain just all the reasons why this makes so much more sense in the traditional financial system, because they are getting pressure from the U.S. Treasury to implement a new sort of retail payment system, because we need to innovate digitally in terms of payments in this world. So here's the email. I will go ahead. I'll put the email and the docket number in the description. And you guys, if you want to, go ahead and help Ripple accelerate adoption. Make sure to send them an email. So thank you guys for watching this video. So the real point of this video, I just want to kind of get across is, kind of reiterate the fact that they are working pretty closely with the U.S. Central Bank, the Federal Reserve, and they did just meet with the White House administration a month prior to this happening. So I wonder if there's some sort of backdoor kind of, hey, if you guys want to do this and use Ripple, we're going to fully support it in a regulatory standpoint. Because when Ripple did meet with the White House, they did explain why Bitcoin, Ethereum should not be used and why XRP should. So maybe that could be the reason why the pressure from the Treasury is there on the Reserve to implement a new system. And also, they're telling them to move quickly. So I think the Federal Reserve they are trying to move to a new, faster retail payment system, and the company Ripple already has all the infrastructure and tools there for that to happen. So again, I will put in the description the email and the docket number, so you guys can go ahead and email the Federal Reserve and potentially help accelerate the adoption of Ripple. So, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, check the links in the description if you want to support the channel. Guys, think the Nano S, I think we got like 5 more hours of the 50% off, so take advantage of that while you can. Make sure do turn on post notifications if you don't want to support the channel. So Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. As always appreciate your insight. I'll see you guys in the next one.